Wait, is that it? Wow, that was a lot more faff to do the first time round and didn't work. Okay, well, I guess I'm live. After all of that faff. Yeah, well, that's good. Is it working on that end? Can I hear myself? Let's turn the audio of that faff. Okay, yeah, apparently that works. Right, now, let's see if it still works. Oh, OBS has changed since I last used it. Yeah. Sign in to chat. No, I'm not going to sign in to chat. Why would I want to do that? Okay, does this actually work, though? Is there audio? Okay, yeah, there's audio. Good. Right. Can you tell I've not streamed for a little while? I'm going to try not to sneeze into the mic. I will pre-warn you of this, I can't generally mute in time to catch it before I sneeze, and also prevent me being in horrible pain. I've recently had chest surgery. Yeah. Hurts a lot. Anyway, I'm going to get a game going, and then I will talk a lot of nonsense. So I've already set up all my mods so that they're hopefully suitable for YouTube. A lot of my streams got taken down because they weren't. Hello, Ultimate Ventus 712. I am not familiar with if you are someone who's been following my account for a while or not. It's been a minute. Yeah, let's go dead center. Why not? This is just gonna be me being a massive casual, because I want something to do while I'm talking to chat. So, as this loads. Many years ago now, I don't actually know how many, and I probably should have gone back and checked, but this was a somewhat spur-of-the-moment thing. The lovely people on here persuaded me to do a little bit of a fundraiser so I could try and see a private specialist about what's been wrong with me for 15 years. As of last year. I suppose it's 16 years, but it's not technically wrong with me anymore. Anyway, for 15 years of having it been wrong with me at the most recent time. I'm waffling really well. This is going to be fine. Just going to let this happen because it's loud. It's not that loud. Okay, never mind. I'm looking at my back end and it seems fine. Yeah, either way. NHS basically goes, nothing wrong here. You know, go away. Many such cases. So, tried to find somewhere private that did it. Couldn't. But I still, you know, I hung on to the money. I've had it for, you know, a while. A few years ago, as you will probably know, my now ex-wife had found via TikTok a specialist that did deal with it. I have since gone through various stages of getting that dealt with. The first wave round, after the consultation, I was feeling a lot better because I'd gone to like a gym equivalent thing. Not actually a gym, but gym equivalent is the easiest option to describe it. And that was very good for getting me feeling generally better, but it didn't fix the problem. However, me, foolishly, declined the, nah, I don't need surgery, I'm doing a lot better. And then like a week after I declined the surgery, my ribcage just went, haha, no. So, kind of regret that. But that was getting it done NHS-wise. I then re-injured it, falling over a wheelbarrow. Beginning of last year? That was a whole thing, not going to go into it. It's just embarrassing. I'm very good at injuring myself in very specific ways. Practiced, apparently, as well. So, went back to the specialist and went, hey, you know, can I do that again? At which point they were like, yeah, sure. You know, it'll be 2027. And no, I could barely walk at that point because I'd broken both sides of my ribcage. It was a whole thing. And then I'd had a few people go, you know, we'll, you know, help sponsor you for, like, getting it done privately, which is obviously very generous of them. I had no idea how much it was going to cost, so You know, I was like, kind of don't want to do that, but, you know, okay then. This has then led me back to the point where all of these lovely people who had helped me out in the past, by, you know, just throwing small amounts of money at me individually, but appreciating the, you know, all of the combined effort sort of thing. I'm waffling a lot, can you tell? I really should have planned something for this rather than just speaking, not even off the cuff because I'm wearing a t-shirt. I'm just gonna remember that I'm not my what's it called? That game, Darktide. Not my Darktide Zealot. I can't just, you know, plow through hordes of zombies and be fine because the different game. It'll be fine. Yeah, words. Where was I up to? It's like I shouldn't be multitasking this inefficiently. Yeah. Got it done, agreed to get it done privately, basically got a quote for it, which cost me a little bit of money to go, because I still, you know, even if they don't actually do the surgery, they have to do all the pre-op stuff to work out what surgery they need, so they can get you a price and all that stuff. And honestly, wasn't that expensive. You know, getting private surgery in the UK, from my experience and what other people have told me, can hardly recommend it. You know, obviously not, you know, it's not cheap, but it's not like America money. So, yeah, got all that, got the consultation done, got all the scans done. They found a bunch of other stuff as well, which is, you know, one of those like, oh, cool, great. So I'm gonna have to get that looked into in the future, but that's by the by. I'm gonna try not to sneeze. Where's the... we there? There we go. Chug. Let me open the doors. Let me out! Let me out! But yeah, that was... so, April, I did it. May, I think it was, I saw the surgeon. By August, I'd gone, yeah, so what can I do about, you know, how much is it going to cost out of, you know, speculation sort of thing. Then in early October was when I had the first surgery, after having a load of scans, tests, all that fun stuff. Then they messaged me. Originally, I was meant to be having the next surgery in the middle of February. Ah, I missed. Oh dear. Oh well. Next one in the middle of February, and then I got a message of, oh hey, you know, we've got a slot, we can fit you in the middle of December. So I went, yeah, sure. So as a result, I've had both surgeries done. I've had all the broken bits of my ribs taken out. I have actually broken a rib at some point. That was a fun one to learn. Found that out after the surgery, so good times. Despite me having had multiple scans, tests and stuff by the NHS, they had apparently missed that I'd broken a rib. Yeah. Anyway, so net result of all of that, and me probably oversharing slightly too much, is I'm better. Mostly. Like, the surgery was December. I've still got 3, you know, sizable, like, surgical incisions in my abdomen and, like, lower rib cage from where they had to, like, go in to take bits out of me. But apart from the fact that I'm pretty sure I've got a coronavirus at the moment, I'm fine. Like, it hurts a little bit, but it hurts a little bit. It's not all-consuming. So it's pretty comfy, you know. Can recommend. You know, if you have a, you know, reasonably traumatic chest injury, getting it fixed is good. Ooh. I forget they've got the new guns in this game. And by new, like, you know, not original game release ones. Burr, 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 burr. So yeah, so all those people that helped me out in a few years ago with, you know, getting the money to get the initial consultation, because yeah, before I was on the mend a bit from just enforced positivity, I was in kind of a, you know, no-fit state to do most things. But since then I've gotten a lot of stuff done, I've gotten my health generally better. Being divorced really helped with that, as it turned out, and then I've gotten a nice amount of physical hobbies that have been, you know, mostly working on restoring historical rail vehicles. Anyone who follows my other media presences will probably have seen stuff like that, but I don't know, I've got kind of a mishmash of different followings on here. So some people follow me for my little train videos, some people follow me for these kind of things, other people know me in real life, other people know me online, and it's all on the same channel because I'm a mess. So, you know, hi, how you doing? How is the silenced, or suppressed gun rather, louder? It's weird. Anyway, I am in my Discord at the moment, so I can drag people into my little streaming room if they wanted to join in, but you will be required to join in the conversation because I ain't gonna just kind of talk while there's someone lurking. I'm potentially being invited to play PUBG. Damn. I could probably do that, but that would be... well, that just missed, didn't it? Whee! Well, I'm stuck in the doorway. Brain. Right, I'll catch up again in a second. But yes, so, people, like, nudging me into going to see, like, a specialist. I have seen the specialist. He has done the surgery. He has done the second surgery. I have a third surgery I need to get done at some point, but that's not urgent. So I've got 2 titanium plates in my ribcage now. They're reasonably comfy. I'm not actually sure where they are. They're like that unintrusive. Can recommend. As a result, there are screws that hold them in place. There is a hunter eating my face. Excellent, thank you, Rochelle. There are screws hold them in place, and in like the hours after the first surgery, one of those came out. I assume I moved wrong. The problem with having a chronic pain thing is you don't notice certain things as being significant. I've just realised my printer's probably going to mess up and I'm going to have to deal with it. So this might be a shorter stream if I have to go do that, but you know, I'll find out. Katana, which I'm pretty sure just means sword. I can't remember if it just means sword or if it's a specific type of sword, but I know there's lots of different names for many things, and I'm waffling. Ooh, there's a jockey. No, boomer. Is there also a jockey? Yeah, there is a jockey. There you go. It's controlled for better aiming. And there is the spitter. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, there should be ammo around this corner. I'll go an axe anyway. No, not got an axe. I've got a katana. That was the whole thing. So yeah, done that. Got the surgery done. I've got all the broken chunks of cartilage taken out of my rib cage. So it's a bit more flexible than it should be, but it is not massively painful every time it does it, because all the like broken chunks are taken out, and the broken rib is apparently set well enough that it shouldn't be an issue. It just has clearly been broken at some point. So that was cool. As I say, once I've cleared this, some kind of coronavirus that I have, it's probably a flu of some kind. I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but it's hitting like a coronavirus, I'll put it that way. I'm a healthy person. But yeah, I'm doing better, I'm getting a lot of work done. I've had a pretty productive day job, as well as my like maintenance job that you may remember I used to do. I still do that. and I'm generally just keeping slightly too busy. It's pretty nice. Where is that? Oh, there he is. Yeah, the Wojak Charger is somewhat amusing, but maybe not the most relevant choice. Oh. There we go. Words. See, I should have made myself notes. Bang. Yeah. I'm gonna try and do a bit more streaming, just because I spend a lot of time when I can working, which isn't, you know, a bad thing. But it just means that I spend a lot of time working, and I want to try and break my days up a bit from not just doing that. So maybe once a week I'll try and get back into streaming and do a, you know, something that gets me mainly talking a bit more, because at the moment, until all the surgical, you know, nonsense has healed, I can't really go and do much until like March, April time, just so I don't, you know, reopen stitches, you know, injure myself more, that, you know, all that kind of thing. I'm just gonna Molotov all of those guys. Oh dear. Well, I'm Molotov myself quite successfully. Well done. Yep. Yep. Okay, let's drink some health. Anyway. Yeah, I want to try and do some more stuff, because having a day of, I get up, I do work, I go to the post office to post stuff if there's anything finished. And that's about it. It's not bad, it's just, it gets a bit repetitive, so if, you know, I mix that up with a live stream once or twice a week, I might try and do that for a little while. Where's Nick? Nick, get over here. Get over here. Get over here. Get over here. There we go. So yeah, you might see a bit more of me. I'm probably not be playing this. I might be playing some of the classic for this channel. 7 Days to Die. I might be doing, I don't know, maybe more RimWorld. I need to get all my OBS set up properly, because I basically just deleted it after all of the events of a few years ago, because it was logistically easier to just delete it all and start over than it was to try and make sure I've deleted everything relevant, because having my OBS set up to work as someone else's VTuber account, yeah, there's a lot of extra plugins and stuff that I didn't want to mess with and accidentally cause problems, because icky. Anyway, I should probably been listening to what this guy was saying, but I'm sure you've seen this before. The game is almost 20 years old. Ugh, scary. So, what was I meant to be saying? And then all the other weapons are in here. Nice, right? Okay. Let's try the Scar-L. Not tried that for a bit. As a primary, it's a bit of an in-between for me. I normally prefer a shotgun. However, yeah, you know, this is a background thing so I can waffle while I talk to the chat. Obviously, you know, if the chat isn't particularly bothered, then cool, but I wanted to say, you know, basically thank you to all the people who helped me get the initial money together to get the consultation, because, you know, I needed that. I am doing quite a bit better now. Obviously I've got better enough to get a lot of work done. I've got basically a full-time job now doing design work. Well, I'm gonna die, so that's good. But yeah, I've got a full-time basically job doing design work, and it's just I want to have a bit of variety from that now that I can. It's not just I'm working as much as I can because I need to, it's I'm working as much as I want to because trying to get some amount of balance there. Because, well, you know, I'm as much as I might sound and look like it, I'm not actually a robot. I do like to do things, it's just... game. I'm so bad at this! I used to be able to do this, like, so easy. Embarrassing. Right. Just gonna throw that over there. Okay, well, I think this is one of the worst times I've gone through this. Yeah, words. Yeah, thank you to everyone that's helped out with, you know, the whole getting me to this point. I am physically a lot better than I was. I am mechanically a lot better than I was as well as a result. So, yeah. I'm going to try and be around a bit more, because I'm not just in the I'm going to work until I, you know, need to, because all the surgery's done, paid off, excellent. It's my birthday today, I want to try and relax a bit, and I want to try and spend this year getting myself in generally better shape, and then possibly next year look at getting a regular job. Because I've not done that for 13 years. Because, you know, that whole being in lots of pain doesn't make you a very reliable employee. But I need to get all my day job work in order first. I need to get all my surgery and stuff finished and recovered from. And then, yeah, onto more, like, sort of big life goals. Because, you know, obviously I'm a bit older than I'd like to be with how where I am, but I am healthy for the first time since I was a teenager, so that's big. Yeah. I should probably shut this door, but there's so many Minecraft zombies. Yeah, I might be able to shut the door. Yeah. I'm just waffling at this point. It's going well. I should just commentate on the game for a bit, but yeah, thank you to everyone who helped me out in the early days of getting that fixed, and I am now, for the most part, fixed, other than recovery time. So, yeah. And it's got me in the overlay, nice, with my little rock tag as I am in Truppen's server. Yeah. I guess, as I have the phone in my pocket, I am going to check if I do have a ping. No, I do not have a ping. It is more just a thing that is happening. There we go. I'm being a terrible person. OBS has done that thing. Yes, I know, I asked it to. Right. Anyway, moving on. Ammo. Medkits. Will Nick take this as soon as I heal? Let's find out. No, excellent. Right, well. But yeah, no, I guess on the subject of, you know, people who follow me on various different platforms, I don't cross-pollinate them on purpose, at least. So it's a case of, I have my YouTube channel, I have my, you know, Twitter account, I don't know what you call that. I have my, you know, various Facebook ones, because obviously there's the me Facebook one, there's the work Facebook one. There's technically 2 YouTube channels. I haven't used the other one in a very long time, but I might use that a bit more for other stuff. It's just, you know, this is the account where I've got all of my, like, regular use stuff, whereas my other account was basically just for playing Minecraft because of YouTube's rules at the time. But I might try and use that account a bit more for sort of proper work, and keep this one for more sort of silly fun things. Basically just so it's got, you know, because my other channel's all pretty much, you know, safe and tidy, as it were. I try and, you know, not use naughty words, that kind of thing. Talk about questionable subjects, whereas this account is a complete mess, as you will see from the very popular video of Percy going around the local model club's not test track, just outside track, and then, you know, all the other stuff I've done. I should probably go back through and, you know, vet the contents of whatever's up there, but hey, it's not got my channel deleted, so it's probably fine. But no, yeah, zombies. Zombies. Yeah, maybe I maybe I shouldn't have changed what their graphics look like, because their hitboxes are weird. I'm trying not to sneeze, because it's not gonna be like one of those like brief ones. It'll be one of those like really kind of nasty ones. I'm helping. Burp.
Adrenaline shot here.
I should probably have my audio a bit better balanced, because I'm not really sure if I'm hearing the tells for things. Yeah, no, so it seems like Twitter might be banned this week in the UK, so that'll be another thing where it's like, well, I guess I'm not doing that anymore. So, yeah, good times. I follow a lot of train stuff on Twitter, mostly, because it's a nice place to see stuff. Twitter is a lot less bad for AI slop than Facebook is. Facebook is awful for that. Have you seen some of those things? Like, some of them are a bit more, you know, subtle, and some of them are just, like, on the nose, awful, you know. Like, I saw one of the Herald of Free Enterprise recently. Or at least that's what it was meant to be, but it clearly wasn't. You know, that was the roll-on, roll-off ferry that they didn't confirm the doors were shut before leaving, and it sank just after leaving port, and I think a significant amount of people died. And people are making AI slop posts of that, and it's like, nah, that's not okay. You shouldn't be doing that. Same with a lot of the stuff that AI gets used for, and it's like, okay, AI is a tool. I'm just gonna real quick answer this message. Sorry, just someone calling me. I will elucidate the chat for this as well. Brain, right. There's a lot of stuff, and it's like, AI is a tool. You know, there's a certain amount of, you can blame the tool, but you blame the person using the tool, because, you know, like, I have in my inventory of plumbing tools all manner of heinous items if you were to use them as weapons. You know, like, I've got, like, a nice collection of crowbars that I use for doing various bits of work. I'm not going to use them on a person, and even if I did, would you ban the crowbars, or would you go, no, this person is being a problem, we need to just remove them from society, not try and, you know, ban everything that exists. So I can understand that people are upset about, it's upstairs, grumble. You know, various things that AI has been doing. But at the end of the day, it's a tool. It's the people using it for that. So I don't think that having AI accounts that just post nonsense every day is a productive use of anyone's time, and I don't think those kind of accounts should be allowed on media platforms. Because what are they for? You know, I don't watch any of this stuff or look at it myself. Like, I don't seek it out, but it's there. And I am doing so badly today. Can you tell I'm out of practice? But you've got all these things and you go, okay, if your account is literally just, I post nonsense made by a computer, why is that being advertised to me? Like, my work page on Facebook is awful for it. Like, so much of it is like Germania, and it's all like 1930s German stuff that's really clearly bad AI slop. Like, you know, oh look, there's this, you know, like random nonsense placed thing with Big Eagle on it, and you go, ah yes, clearly this is, you know, a very real thing. Like, you're just like, oh, see, we put this monument in the middle of a main road, and you go, right. And it's not like on like a little traffic roundabout or, you know, something where the road splits around it. No, no, just in the middle. Just, you know, like zero, minimal effort. Like, I know people who work with AI as a tool. Like, you know, people who use it for, like, pose generation for artistry and stuff. It's not my thing, but, you know, I can appreciate that they're using it with an amount of skill and isn't just a, this was the first result, hit send sort of thing. And, yeah, I think there just needs to be some amount of, not necessarily consequence, but just filtration for stuff, because there's certain image sites that I've frequented that have the filter of search for X and search for X with AI content shown. And the results are massive, because you'll get, oh, you know, here's like 6 or 7 nice pieces of artwork by, you know, actual humans that have got skills far greater than I have. And then you get like 1,000 posts that are all just deviations of that, drawn by a computer in a few seconds, and a good 80-90% of them just look horrific. And you go, okay, why? Why is there so much apparent demand for... oh dear. For these things that there's so much of it available? Like, I don't get it. Like, with the, you know, Grok do X ones, and it's like, okay, the people you need to be mad at is not Grok. Grok is a machine. Grok is a machine that does what you tell it to. Right? The fact they've filtered it and they've applied the settings of, okay, you have to be a paid user, because if you're a paid user, they know who you are. So if you do anything that is considered criminal in your country, which a lot of this is, by the way, like a lot of this stuff is considered to be a criminal thing with how it's being done, then you can be held liable for it because it is provable that it is you doing it, or at least your account, presumably with your, you know, oversight and what have you. And that's an approach to it, and that's probably the better one, but the fact that they're just trying to ban it because, obviously, the current UK government is getting clowned on at every opportunity, because, you know, they're being massive clowns. Again, this is my somewhat political channel. I don't like politicians, can you tell? I think there's, like, one person in politics I'm, like, vaguely on board with. And that's about it. It's a good place to be. And I'm not even, like, some kind of, oh, terrible extremist. No, I'm just like, no, I just don't like all these authoritarians. And if you are going to be authoritarians, at least do it on the subjects that people actually care about and will be forgiving for. But, you know, like, in my day-to-day life, I have to go outside. And going outside has radicalized me far more than anything on the internet could. At least that's the line I always say. Again, I'm trying to be funny and light-hearted. This is meant to be a Thankyou stream and a birthday stream and all that kind of stuff, but it's just the... more and more stuff's going to get banned, and I reckon if they do ban X, as it is currently called, but I'm going to keep calling it Twitter, because it's Twitter. Sorry, Elon, not doing it. Discord will be next. And then it will only be various state-approved platforms, and you'll have to have it attached to your digital ID, so, you know, Big Brother knows exactly what you're doing, and it's just like... Who voted for this? Who wants this, other than tyrants? And... yeah, it's kind of cringe. But hey, that's just a theory. Nah, I'm not going to finish that one. Anyway, I keep nearly sneezing, and I'm worried that my printer's going to mess up soon, because okay, they're dealing with that. I need to buy some more bed plates, because I've got some new machines, I think, since I've last streamed. Ooh, that's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah. So the Ender 3 KE is really good, but because of the speed it prints at, it wears out its bed plates really quick. So as a result, I need to put some new plates on at least number 10, and possibly some of the others. So that's a thing I need to get around to. But as a result, if the bed adhesion's low, then the parts can fail, and if they fail bigly, then it's a problem. I've got, you know, enough plastic to be getting by and what have you, but it's still just, it's a nuisance if you've got to then go and, you know, print something again just because the bed's a bit worn out. But again, not the biggest issue. It's just the I'm conscious that it's in the corner of my eye. I'm going, if I can see it's failing, I am just gonna go and deal with it, and you know, sit in a safe room or whatever. But yeah, I'm not seeing much activity in the chat, so it's just Ultimate Ventus 712 so far. If there are other people in the chat, then well, OBS isn't showing me, and I guess I will have a look when I'm in the next safe room. Now, I can't remember if the tanks start coming or if they're triggered at certain intervals. Let's find out. Yep, that's a tank. Well. Ah. But I wanted to shoot that. There we go. Oh, some ordinary fellow. Hello. Just found you randomly. Ah, well, you've come in for a really bad time then. I stream very, very rarely. But YouTube seems to be quite keen on throwing up people with very low views recently. For the main reason of, if you've got low views, you are very likely not monetized. And if you're not monetized, then you guys are useless. Help him. Anyway. Low views channels are not monetized, therefore any ad revenue they get goes straight to YouTube, which, you know, YouTube are providing the platform for free, but it's a bit obvious at this point that that's why they're doing it. So I get a lot of I get a lot of suggestions for channels with, like, you know, half a dozen views, and it's like, I mean, you know, a lot of it's good content, right? You know, I'm not trying to say that, oh, if you've got no views, you're clearly just not good at it, but it's the when you're getting suggestions for completely random stuff. Like, do you want a video about how to groom dogs? I mean, if you do, great, but if you don't, it's a bit of a, okay, well, I mean, you know, that little, like, Shiba Inu or something got a nice haircut, cool. However, that's not really what I'm looking for. Yeah, no, I found a few good channels for that. There's, some nice little, like, homesteading RimWorld ones. They've been quite wholesome. It doesn't stay wholesome for very long, because that's the nature of RimWorld. You know, eventually barbarians will come and just, like, set you on fire. But yeah, this is not a public match. The last time I played a public match on a stream, believe it or not, I got stream snipers who made the person I was playing with kind of lose their mind. So I'm just like, what is rule 1 of trolls? You do not feed the trolls. There we go. Right, what were they doing? Feeding the trolls. So that was a whole thing. Go away. You. I'm trying to think the last time I played this single player. And it's been a while. It's not single player, it's just me. The new DLC. Oh yeah, the new DLC for RimWorld is really good. I do want to play some. I think the last stream I had scheduled on here. Oh dear. Was okay. Let's try that again. Was oh, they killed him really quick. Damn. Oh man, like crumble. Where are they all the way over there? Oh boy, the last stream I was going to play was with the Anomaly DLC, and you know, Anomaly was pretty good, but the Odyssey one is massively superior, so I do want to play a bit of that. but I need a goal. Because just playing for the sake of playing is fine, but if you do that too much in a short space of time, you're just playing the game. A bit like with Minecraft. If you go into Minecraft to just play Minecraft for a bit, you don't really get anything done. Trying to look at the chat. Go away. Is that guy just kind of drifting down the wall over there? I see you. I mean, to be fair, if you need the AI to help you in this, then it's probably going badly. Or you're just really bad at the game, like I am, because I'm not played in ages, and I'm just really rusty and trying to play the game as if it's two other games. My favourite thing recently is playing PUBG and pressing the controls for 7 Days to Die. That's been really popular with me. You know. Can I reach that? No. Okay, just gonna run get that. First balcony up. Ah, and I got those down there as well. Normally my system is I go get the gas cans and I leave the other person on the floor with the NPCs to put them in.
Just 2 more.
Oh yeah, so I've actually finished the Odyssey campaign. I defeated the Tech Mech Hive. I didn't even lose that many guys doing it. I was playing on the, you know, comfy settings, not easy, but comfy settings. Just because, you know, I want to see what's in the game. I don't want to, you know, play a, you know, elite hardcore suffering playthrough as my first play. But, words. I need to try and multitask more successfully. Right, last gas can. But yeah, no, I finished the Odyssey one. Basically, it's just play it slowly and methodically, and it worked out quite nicely. I think I spent like a week going through the main mech hive, just going building by building, knocking out each structure, letting my guys rest, doing all the resets. Yeah, words. But I say, a lot of the people I watch who play it tend to play it on, like, the, you know, blood and dust settings and that kind of thing, where it's all like, you know, that looks stressful. Like, I'm not about that. Brain. Right, I'm just gonna quickly check that message. Have I got any messages on the Discord? Nope, there is nobody sitting there. I can only look at so many things at once, so it's a overall actually 23%. Oh, that's awful. This is why I like shotguns. Anyway. Right, so that was Dead Center, so we move on to The Passing. Yeah. Ooh. Why does everybody want to message me as soon as I'm doing something I can't get away from as quickly? Anyway. Oh yeah, you know, I'm not one of these, like, you've got to play on this difficulty, you're not, like, doing it right people. I'm just in the... I like my comfy games, because I am a lazy person. You know, games are for having fun, for the most part. Unless you're playing Gleber. I mean, Gleber's not even that bad, it's just... It's, It's different.
I really think the car will be okay.
What even was that accuracy? Put a bullet either side of that zombie. Do you play with viewers? So I don't have an open Discord because I tried that very briefly once and it went really, really badly and like weirdly wrong. So my Discord's basically like a private one where I just post all my work, so I kind of don't want to have a load of people there. You know, if I get back into doing stuff like this a bit more, I might have a more sort of public-facing one. But that's, again, it's not really my thing. I normally play like sort of more single-player stuff or limited multiplayer. And it's nothing personal, I'm just lazy. And having a bunch of people coming in and being like excited is nice for a bit, and then it gets really weird. Like I had one person basically list off enough information that you could find where they lived with like a quick Google search, and I'm like, please don't do that. That's weird. That's not okay. And then they started doing that about other people's information. I'm just like, okay, and you're gone now, because that's really weird. I said I was going to take a shotgun. There we go. Oh man, my accuracy is non-existent. Yeah, no, I might do some more open gaming type stuff, where it's just, you know, password in the description type approach. But I have encountered many griefers in this sphere, and it gets somewhat tiresome. But oh, really, really, just real oh dear. I'm just trying to reload, game. I'm trying to reload. Yeah. So, I think I'm going to finish this level and probably call it there, just because I've got people messaging me and wanting to talk to me and wish me a happy birthday. All, you know, all those terrible people. So, I'll probably call it there. But I'm going to finish the passing, because, you know, 2 levels, it's pretty decent. I know I've not died terribly. You could just get someone to moderate. It's like, yeah, but if I have that, then I've got to find someone who actually wants to moderate a Discord server, and is someone I'd want to moderate a Discord server, because I'm a moderator in several different Discord servers. I should not be a moderator. I don't care enough. It's like, unless you're being actively a problem, I'm not involved. You know, I have no, like, preconceptions of this being like a big thing that I'll do. It's more just every now and again I'm going to play some video games and probably talk about Game of Thrones more, because there's a load of stuff I want to... well, I made poor decisions. I've been finding more and more Game of Thrones content on YouTube recently, again just because their algorithm's doing that thing where they're like, hey, we're going to throw small channels with like, you know, a few dozen views at you, and it's like, okay, that's actually kind of interesting, because there's been enough time now that all the people who just sort of, what's the word, like all the R plus L equals J and, you know, will X do Y for the show is long past. Show's over, you know. Yeah, there's the House of the Dragon and the Dunk and Egg stuff, but that's a different thing. You know, both of those are finite historical things. You can't change stuff too dramatically, whereas the main series, you know, the Winds of Winter will be coming, and as someone who spends far too long getting nothing done, I can very much appreciate that George isn't just not bothering, or just not writing, or being lazy. At one point, I think I spent about 3 hours chatting with someone, not about where the characters were going, just about where all the characters were. Like, the main point of view characters. And I think it genuinely took a few hours just to work through where they all were. And when you go, okay, it takes a few hours to do that, and you go, okay, now you've got to make a satisfying way for all of them to proceed and, like, interweave with one another. You've got to get all of these battles done in a nice way. You've got to do... I mean, I startled her. How was that me? I was not even near her. Yeah, that's something that, like, I might do some amount of that, because there was a channel I used to follow, and I mean, I still follow them. The channel isn't there anymore, because they've got, you know, I think they've got 2 kids now. It was 2 last time I checked in on them, on, like, their other social medias, and they've basically hidden a lot of their channel, because it was... When I say controversial theories, not the mainstream approved of theories. Things like, you know, Ned and Ashara equals Jon, and Jon is the only trueborn son, that kind of thing, because the marriage to Catelyn is technically fraudulent, that kind of thing. And it was, you know, well put together theories, they made sense. That's an M60. Alright. And I'm trying not to sneeze. Oh... Yeah, we'll take the crowbar. There we go. As fair as that, and then, you know, they'd put a lot of research into it. They'd done, like, really well put together videos, and it's kind of a shame that they basically take them out. Apparently you can get them on the Wayback Machine, but I've not looked. It's not a thing I've thought of yet. Mainly because I saw this last night and went, okay, I'll have a look at that tomorrow. And it's now tomorrow, and I'm doing this. But stuff like that, and it's something I'd like to do, because when the next book comes out, I want to have some stuff, because I have had the very outspoken theory, apparently, of the Iron Throne is not the Iron Throne, it is the Valyrian Steel Throne. Because at least how it is described and how it acts, you can't leave a sword for 300 years unmaintained and have it still be sharp and shiny. That doesn't work. So I am of a mind that the Iron Throne is made of Valyrian steel, because it was forged with dragon fire. It has been bathed in king's blood, because, you know, all the kings that have sat it and cut themselves to various amounts. And there's loads of stuff like that, where, you know, and I thought that was a fairly well put together, because I've seen all the theories of, oh, you know, the throne's going to be destroyed, because, you know, it'll be like showing that the end of the things. It's like, why? Why would that be the good ending, that the seat of power is destroyed? That just sounds like, you know, commie nonsense, essentially. Where it's like, oh, no one will be in charge. It's like, no, clearly someone will be in charge, and it's better to have some amount of... In that world, right, you can't have a democracy. It just wouldn't work. Right? Because it's like, okay, all the small folk, who are they going to vote for? Probably their local lord. Okay, so whichever is the biggest local lord wins. Which means probably the Reach, because the Reach is the most populated region. Therefore, by, you know, unless they have an electoral college and stuff like that, the, you know, the south, like, you know, the Westerlands, the Reach, and maybe the Stormlands will just win, and the north will lose. And you know, I may be extrapolating a little bit further than I should, but that's some of the theories that I've seen, and you just go, but that's kind of dumb. It's like, if you're gonna have, you know, the throne is destroyed, have it be for more of a reason than just, you know... 1 second. That was fun. Anyway, you know, if you're gonna have the throne be destroyed, have it for more of a reason than just because themes. Like, if you're fighting the White Walkers, which seems to be, like, you know, the major climactic event, then surely as much dragon steel as you can get, or Valyrian steel, or, you know, whatever name it is, because You know, the old books of the wall talk of Dragonsteel at a time before the dragons. In terms of the Valyrian dragons. You know, Dawn is this great sword that has Valyrian steel-like qualities and predates it. There's the theories that Dawn is in fact ice. The original ice. And there's, you know, all these things, and you go, okay, so all of these, like, breadcrumbs either go nowhere, or it all leads up to something. And I think it'd be pretty good if the throne is destroyed, not because they're like, we've moved beyond that, you know, form of political power, but because we have physically taken it apart to use it as weapons against the, you know, the oncoming cold. Because if you've got an enemy that can only be killed by, like, special magical weapons, and there is, I think reportedly, I think it's like 120 or so, or something like that? I think that's the number I've seen quoted. About 120 Valyrian steel weapons in Westeros, and like 200 in the known world. As they were rare and expensive before the Doom of Valyria, and are much more so now. I would think that that would be a pretty plausible option. There's, you know, all of the R plus L equals J stuff, and it's like, okay, but that's really obvious. And one of the original bits of correspondence on the subject is George going, you know, like, a few people have got it. Not a lot of people, a few. And if the big popular theory is the one that everyone's going with, then that's probably not the correct one. Just gonna throw a Molotov down the bar. Just like Indiana Jones. Again, I'm very good at waffling like this. And I'm trying not to sneeze. I've got like that really sort of nasally cold that's not fun or dignified. I could have just hit him with the crowbar there. I thought he was going to be further away. Anyway. Bonk. 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 I'll take them on. Now, sometimes there's a tank down here, but there probably isn't because of the amount of... Why am I on fire? I wasn't near the fire. Brain. Yeah, so I think that's a valid idea. You know, it's got evidence for it. It's got, you know, textual backing for the Iron Throne actually being Valyrian steel. Because again, it was forged with Valyrian, and it has the blood of kings. And it was also the swords of a bunch of those kings, because all of the ones who knelt, their swords went to the Iron Throne. And I've had some people be like, but people wouldn't have given their Valyrian swords. And it's like, no, I'm not saying that people put Valyrian swords into the throne. I'm saying they made them with the throne. That, like, the one time I went on Reddit, basically. That was a mistake. Ooh, loot zombie. Loot zombie. Come back. There we go. Well, I guess I'll heal up.
Cover me, please.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things that I could probably make a better video on it, because I've not seen anyone else with that theory. And I've seen a lot of people say it's bad. But they won't tell me why, they'll just be like, no. So it's like, okay, well, I might be onto something, and if I am, cool. You know, I will enjoy it if it happens in, like, Dream of Spring or whatever. That the throne is dismantled and made into a load of actual weapons again. I wonder if you can get, like, Valyrian steel, like, shurikens. I was talking about how people should stream this game. Oh, cool. I mean, yeah, it's released in 2009. And it's 2026, so it's what, 17 years? This game will be able to, like, I guess it depends where you are, but like drive, vote, drink in some places. Like, I've got older games I play, you know, TTD and stuff like that, but is this an efficient use of an M60? No. It's fun though. There's a witch up there. Right, I don't need to hassle her, so I'm not going to. Yeah, no, I could talk about Game of Thrones stuff for ages. More a Song of Ice and Fire. I had reviews I made, and I don't know if they're still up. I haven't checked. It's one of those, I made them at the time of, I would sit here of whichever day that the show came out the night before, because it was in American time, and I'd sit there in the morning and catch up, and you know, react to it, and apparently that was quite popular. And I think I'd just be playing Factorio or something in the background. And I mean, I think it got me a wife briefly. It was one of the alleged stories, at least. So you know, doing that kind of thing. There's an market for it, but it's I might try and do some, you know, chapter reads and stuff or whatever when the new book comes out, because I've read all the Dunk and Egg books. I'm kind of interested to see what they do with the show. I'm probably not going to watch it exactly, because I don't have the legitimate means to watch that show. And it's like, what, half a dozen episodes? So I think I'll just wait till it comes out and get a DVD sort of thing. Because that would be the legitimate option. But I'm going to watch other people's coverage of it, because, you know, I enjoyed those books. I want to, you know, I'll read them a third, fourth time at some point. There wasn't really anything that really struck out as much. I did watch a few people's reviews of them and some speculation, and then so much stuff gets weirdly real-life political where it really doesn't need to, and like playing... You know, like, obviously, a Game of Thrones is a medieval setting that is horrendous if you're a normal person. Right, that's fairly evident. But so many people being like, oh, we need to apply modern morality to all of it, I'm just like going, no, I don't care if you're like the most popular YouTuber in this field. You're making it cringe. Being like, oh, well, you know, this happens, and I've read the books, yes, but I don't care about the content. And it's like, oh yeah, the Queen of Thorns is one of the most, like, powerful ladies in the realm. Cersei was one of the most powerful people in the realm. And then you get the, oh, but, you know, oppression stuff. And it's like, okay, if you've got two women who are massively powerful, you know, instrumental leaders, you don't have systematic oppression. Like, I'm not saying it's a good time to be a regular person or just a regular lady in that setting, but to say it's like, there is no other option, it gets a bit silly. A bit like, as I'm rambling and already, you know, flipped onto the political side of things, if you've seen the new Prevent game that's out in the UK, that basically says if you like the country, you're a right-wing terrorist. Also, hello, Oganative. And it's such a stupid set of choices for some of those things, 'cause it's like, oh, what's that? Somebody sent you a video. It doesn't tell you what's in the video. It doesn't give you an option to watch the video. It just says, download it, or ignore it. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, belong to a little someone you might have heard of named Jimmy Gibbs Jr.
But, and you get stuff like this, and it's like, it's so dumb. Like, there is a fundamental bit missing in the logic path, at least to me, and it's this it's just messy.
Morons, I think we have a bridge to lower.
Understandable, Okanative. I mean, you know, your empire grows by the day, I gather. The game is called Pathways. It is, I think, by Shoutout UK or something like that. It's Hull County Council made it as a game for 11 to 18-year-olds to show them that being patriotic is akin to being a terrorist. You know, just normal things. Like, it saddens me when I see stuff like this, because, like, I've got nephews who are in that age range, and it's like, I don't want my nephews to experience stuff like that and be like, oh, what's that? You like your country, and you think that we shouldn't just have infinite foreign criminals just allowed to stay here permanently. And that, like, and it's not even, like, extreme views or anything like that. It's not like, oh, yeah, no, they should all be, like, put to death. No, nothing like that. It's literally just we should be allowed to deport foreign criminals, right? And if that makes you an extremist terrorist, then what about all the people who, you know, don't want them deported? So, yeah, this stuff gets messy really quickly, because, you know, like, you get the people who are like, oh, you know, we found this far-right extremist, and it's like some complete normie. And it's like, oh, we have such sights to show you. And again, it's not necessarily that I espouse these views, it's just I've been on the internet for long enough to see that these things exist. You know? It's a bit like going, if your only experience of dogs has been chihuahuas, and then one day you see a Labrador, and then the next day you see, like, a St. Bernard, and then you're like, I have no idea how to comprehend this situation. Oh yeah, so the main character is called Charlie, irrespective of which options you pick. And irrespective of which options you pick, you get the same ending, which is just, basically either you pick all the good options, or you get referred to the anti-terrorism. That's it, that's the choices. Like, I've seen a few people's playthroughs, and it is just, don't think, don't question things, do exactly, you know, do nothing at all, or you're a terrorist. And it's like, I'm sorry, what? Who came up with this concept? Because it's, honestly, it's insulting that, like, that's how the whole argument is treated. It's not even a, oh, you know, people might disagree with you on things. It's like, if you disagree, you are an inherently terrible person. It's like, what? Is that the message you're gonna send to, you know, like, teenagers? Agree with us, or you're a terrorist? As a result, you know, I'm sure I'll be referred to Prevent at some point because of my terrible views that we should have, you know, consequences for being a criminal. What can I say, you know? I forget what this gun is, but it's fast and loud. I'm sure someone in the chat can tell me. Now, this room is the one where I normally die, so let's see how it goes. Yeet. And yes, I do have a skin for all of the characters apart from Ellis, because it amuses me. Also, because I basically exclusively play as Ellis, it just means that, you know, I don't see Ellis, it's fine. Yeet. Yeah, I will try and be looking at the chat slightly more. Till the consequence of being criminal over there is to being apologised to. Yeah. Not gonna read all that, okay. But if it wasn't such a clown world, I'd at least feel better about it. You know, give me a more able tyrant, one that's less laughable. I'm gonna have to finish after. I'm getting work messages that I need to go and answer. Kill the guy. Grumble. I'm trying to have. There we go. Right. Go away. Burp. Burp. That's a tank. Oh, that's a tank right there as well. Okay. Yeet. Oh, what was that? Oh, there's two of them. Okay, brilliant. And now's the jockey. Yeah. That's it is a clown country, unfortunately. Oh, why is my phone not stopping? Busy. Right. I've not died yet, so that's good. So, I'm going to try and finish this. Oh, game! Why? Ah, there's a boomer. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Yeah, no, there's big chunks of the country that have, you know, already basically said, yeah, we capitulated. So, yeah, well, you know, what are you gonna do? But again, that was not the intention of the stream. It's the for anyone that's come here late at the beginning, I basically just go through all of the hey, you know, thank you to all of the kind help for getting me on the path to getting my ribcage fixed. It's been much appreciated. Where's that zombie gone? Right, I've got 6 gas cans left to get. 3 are there, 2 over there, and 1 is there. Let's try and get this finished. Oh yeah, talking decent food. Once I've dealt with all those messages that I've picked up in the last few minutes, at least one of which is, can you do work really quick? I am going to go do myself some dinner. I have got myself a, I think it's a rump steak? Nice bit of Aberdeen Angus. Because, well, as I follow several nice farmers on YouTube, and they make, you know, they are people who provide the beef for beef cattling, then that seems like a nice thing I can do. Ah, that's another tank. Go away. So yeah, nice bit of steak. I'm doing that whole I'm gonna eat well while I'm doing all my recovery stuff, because can't do anything else. You know, can't go out, can't really, you know, not meant to drink, all of that fun stuff. So it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna eat well. And the other thing is, now I've not got ribs where they're not meant to be, I can eat more again. Like, I remember back in, like, 2017, I could just sit and eat an entire Domino's pizza. And I can't. I've not been able to do that for ages. And I'm not talking like a little pizza, I'm talking like a large pizza. In, like, a sitting. Whereas, I've not been able to for a very long time. And now that I can, it's just like, oh man, I can eat, like, properly again. So I'm really enjoying it. It's legitimately like made my life so much better that I can do all of this stuff. So I just need to keep up with getting all my day jobs work done, and then you know, look at getting proper, you know, serious job in my field, because I've got 15-16 years experience in it now. I've got the degree, you know, I'll have the capacity to work soon. And then look at getting myself a new wife, because that last one didn't go too well. It was a whole thing. It's like a whack-a-mole over here. Accuracy is optional. So yeah, 2016's looking pretty positive for me. You know, hopefully it's going to go well for everyone else. Obviously it's been a very, very busy year for news, what with the resurgence of Persia, the toppling of Maduro, Greenland being potentially seized by the US. It's, you know, it's been an interesting year, and it's only, okay, I've had one wife. You know, it's not that much of a thing. I am looking forward to having a second one, and hopefully this one won't lie to me from the day I meet her. Hopefully. It was, yeah. Anyone that still follows my ex-wife, you know, I have no like, you can't do that. It's just like, nah, it's fine, you know. Like, I don't care. That's, that is your choice to make. I'm not gonna make it a thing. I should have got health and more ammo. Did you accidentally create time travel? No. I mean, the implication is if they won't allow it to be bought, they will just take it, because it's a strategic thing. But, you know, again, we'll see what happens there. Oh, I'm gonna scroll up the chat a bit. So I'm gonna finish reading the chat, and then I think I'm gonna end the stream there. It's been an hour, which is pretty good for me talking almost continuously. The survivors have escaped. Well done. Can I get my mouse back? Okay. Scroll the chat a bit. I don't know why there's not so much. I mean, I think it's just because meat is generally kind of expensive here because of the supply end of things. Pork's actually getting reasonably good value. Chicken's quite expensive as well. It's just food. It's mainly because that money's not basically worth very much anymore. Like, I remember when you could get a pack of, like, bacon chunks for £1, and it's now about £2.50 for a slightly smaller box. So, yeah. Did I say 2016? I meant 2026. Either way, yeah. I hope you've all had a nice New Year's. I'm going to try and stream a bit more often. I know I've said this before, but I'm going to try and stream a bit more often. I've got some like D&D games I do in the week, but maybe on off days from that I might try and do a bit. Probably in the evenings, so it'd be better for American time. And, yeah. I'm going to go and sneeze for a while, because I've been trying to not, and it's going to be nasty when it happens. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to everyone who helped out in the past. And, yeah. Have a nice day. Bye!